He's like,
Thank you.
I see.
Most scripts are not double-sided.
Well, I mean, I only got, there's a 25 pages of script, so okay. All right. Yeah, you're right. All right, so Love, Cake, and Socks, written by ChatGPT, of course, Brett Galkowski and Sam Garrity. First, we have a little preface here. To test the capabilities of AI, we fed ChatGPT the character descriptions below, which Brett and I wrote, and asked it to create a sitcom reunion wedding episode set at a resort in Venice, Italy.
Beautiful.
Despite our best efforts, the result was a disaster. The screenplay you are about to read proves without a shadow of a doubt that AI will never be able to do what a few talented, experienced writers can do with just a piece of paper and some ink.
I don't need to read it.
All right, the characters. Everyone should read for their own. Sherwin or Sarah, you guys can pick who reads for Leo's line. I think we start with Sherwin and then go from there.
All right. Sherwin is an accomplished doctor who is exceptionally smart, tall, and sometimes stubborn. He balances his career with his fiancée, Sarah, and his lovable Corgi Leo.
The Corgi.
Sherwin hates zany ideas and antics, refuses to use word contractions, and is extremely serious at all times.
ChatGPT input.
Sarah is a clever lawyer with a deep background in English. I have no idea how I got that.
No, we told it that. We told it this.
That's part of the joke.
She is sassy and doesn't take no for an answer.
She does not.
She is also willing to dive into dangerous situations if it means getting to the bottom of things.
Wow.
And I'll read for Leo. Leo is a corgi and is the chosen ring bearer.
Uh-huh.
He has big buns and an even bigger heart. I should say, Sherwin read that. He also was never taught how to swim.
That's important. Good job. Key detail.
Brandon is a short, confident man.
ChatGPT needed to know.
For the
Something funny about that.
Confident man who loves to party and is belligerent. No, he's under the influence of
Actually true.
He has recently made a sudden windfall trading on RuneScape and trusts Andy completely when it comes to investments. He's a social, charismatic leader and is well loved by all.
Andy is the best man, outgoing gambler, and a master of physical comedy. He has a very sensual relationship. He's constantly eating and once consumed the entire raw onion.
That's in universe right there.
Andy believes in high-risk investments and claims he once guided Brandon towards winning big at Verona Casino.
Oh, that's true.
Andy wants to enjoy the day, but is nervous about giving his best man speech, which he hasn't prepared for.
Ooh.
Andy, I gotta say, from there it's a little hard to hear. If you want to come closer,
Oh, please
or yell, I guess was the other one. But yeah,
If you sit there and drag it.
yeah, come closer is
Then
better.
you'll be nice.
Yeah.
I think you're good.
As the best man, you should be close to the way.
That makes sense.
All right.
All right.
Brett is a determined entrepreneur who's been pouring hours into his new AI-based app, Sock Matcher, which uses AI technology to match socks with each other.
That was a ChatGPT invention, by the way.
He wants to use the wedding as a way to get Brandon to invest in Sock Matcher, which is hemorrhaging funds after an event that Brett will only refer to as the mishap. Where's Matt?
Matt is a thoughtful man with a heart of gold. He's hoping to find love and has come to the city of love. Unfortunately, he doesn't speak any Italian.
I can't wait for this shit.
NAK is a coy, unpredictable figure with a well-groomed goatee and a deep interest in nerd culture and hobbies such as Star Wars and solving Rubik's Cubes. He has a sense of humor and a love for riddles and thin mints. NAK wants to be the hero of the day and always has something dramatic up his sleeve. In every scene, he makes a reference to his big surprise, which he will unveil at the perfect moment.
I love this so much.
No,
All right.
it's gonna be hilarious.
Sam is a loyal and caring friend, but has a tendency to micromanage others and gets stressed easily. He has baked an elaborate wedding cake, complete with a Leo cake topper, but is worried something will happen to it before he gets the chance to give it to the happy couple. He is suspicious of NAK and paranoid things will go wrong with the wedding.
Rob is a fierce follower
desperate to find a way to prove his resourcefulness to the group. He has no familiarity, but wants Nak's approval regardless. For Rob, direct solutions to problems don't come naturally, and he's at his best when he's given the freedom to color outside the lines. Rob is colorblind, fully unaware of this.
I had to know that.
No.
Of course not.
How would he know?
Blaine is a mysterious and spiritual man with a worldly background. He is an expert in topics others know nothing about, such as tying intricate knots in botany. He commits himself wholeheartedly to all of his esoteric interests.
Nice.
John
Try
Carlo.
to get in there. Juan Carlos.
He's an intense gondolier with a well-coiffed mustache and a straw hat. He's very superstitious,
John
takes
Carlo's
his
my
profession
favorite
seriously, and holds grudges. John Carlo never forgets.
That was perfect.
Charlie is an accidental
Back to back.
man, often fatally so. He only ever says one word.
Goated.
All human characters are in their late 20s, which I think
Thank you.
defense to I'm 24.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Guys, we're still in our mid.
24.
It's set in the future, okay?
All right. Who's narrating first?
I believe it's you.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
You want Act 1?
All right. I'll take us into it. Fade in. Interior. Grand Venetian Palazzo. A private chamber day. In the shadowy confines of an opulent chamber, ancient Venetian luxury meets a peculiar modern dissonance. Nearby, Star Wars figurines are arrayed like sentinels around a solved Rubik's Cube. On the table, a wet knife and empty liquor bottles mingle with the ambient glow of a television playing an episode of Friends. Its familiar laughter blending with the room's silence. NAK reclines amidst this contrast, the glow of his phone illuminating his face. His goatee is groomed to perfection.
I've got it all planned out. The big surprise. It's going to be epic.
From a distance, Sam, late 20s, peeks around the corner. He overhears bits of the conversation, looking worried.
The surprise must remain a secret until the right time. The game is afoot.
NAK picks up a thin mint from a nearby plate and pops into his mouth, acting casual but tense.
Who is that? And what surprise are we talking about?
You heard that? Just catching up with an old friend, typical wedding day jitters.
All right, but remember, we have enough on our plates with this wedding. Whatever you're planning, make sure it doesn't derail the entire event.
NAK nods, giving a reassuring smile. As NAK exits the room, Sam's face betrays a hint of lingering doubt. Interior, Plaza lobby today.
This one's me. A bustling hotel lobby in Venice. The group, all in their late 20s, gathers, luggage in tow. Sherwin, tall, serious, and impeccably dressed, stands with Sarah, smart and sassy, her eyes scanning the group.
Wow. Welcome, everyone. To enrich our journey to the winery, I have organized a gondola ride through the canals. It is a tradition. I hope you will find it meaningful.
The crowd erupts into applause and excited chatter. Just then, the door swings open and NAK bursts into the lobby, a thin mint hanging from his mouth. He is followed by Sam, who appears a bit flustered.
A gondola ride? How cinematic. Reminds me of a certain space opera's water planet.
The reference flies over everyone's heads. Sam.
ChatGPT is goated.
Sam, carrying a delicate box, steps forward, a mix of pride and worry on his face. I baked something special for the wedding, but let's be careful with this box, okay? He carefully unveils an elaborate wedding cake topper featuring Leo, the corgi, detailed and almost lifelike. Behold, my masterpiece, a tribute to Leo, our ring bearer. Andy, munching on a sandwich, glances at the topper, then turns to Matt, who looks thoughtful yet slightly out of place.
How do you even start off on this? Watching me, right?
What the fuck?
Just remember, Andy, the best man speech is supposed to be funny and touching, not just a series of onion jokes.
Hey, man. I ate an entire raw onion, right? It's pretty funny.
Rob, late 20s, eyes brimming with energy, lights up at Andy's remark. He nods fervently, a grin spreading across his face.
Hey, maybe I can help with this speech, Andy. I've got ideas.
Rob, your ideas are like Ewoks. Cute, but do they really make an impact on the Empire?
Everyone laughs, except Sherwin. Who remains stoic. Brett, looking entrepreneurial with a business-like demeanor, sidles up to Brandon, late 20s, pockets full of RuneScape gold.
It doesn't understand.
All right. Brandon, have you ever thought about investing in AI? Specifically, an app that matches socks.
Brandon, half listening, is more focused on the festivities.
You had me at AI, but lost me at socks. I want an app that teleports me to the front of the bar queue. Now that is investment.
I mean, facts.
Sarah, attaching the wedding ring to Leo's collar, looks both proud and concerned.
You're going to be the best ring bearer.
Sherwin, looking at Leo, nods with the confidence of a man who has everything under control.
He will do great. What could go wrong?
Charlie, another member of the group, opens his mouth to add a comment, but is interrupted as a waiter carrying a tray of glasses narrowly misses him. Rob approaches NAK, clearly trying to connect over a shared interest.
So, NAK, I've been trying to solve this Rubik's Cube.
He produces a Rubik's Cube, half solved. NAK looks at it with a spark of interest, but doesn't lose his mysterious air.
A challenge. But my mind's on a bigger puzzle today. Just wait for my big surprise.
Fair enough. Though, between you and me, getting even this far was a feat. You ever try matching colors when they all look
NAK raises an eyebrow. A hint of realization dawning. The group starts moving towards the exit, chattering excitedly about the upcoming gondola ride. Cut to exterior gondola on Venetian Canal, afternoon. The group gathers at the edge of the canals. Sherwin steps forward, gesturing towards a line of elegant gondolas, already adorned with balloons and streamers, bobbing in the water.
This canal will serve as our conduit to history. Let us proceed with the gravity such a voyage deserves.
The group erupts into cheers.
Damn right.
God, he's such a serious man.
And these aren't just any gondolas. They've been NAKified.
What exactly does NAKified mean?
You'll see.
As the group boards the gondolas, Juan Carlo, a seasoned gondolier with a weathered face, looks on. John Carlo, a seasoned gondolier with a weathered face, looks on skeptically from the stern of one of the gondolas. He is the epitome of stereotypical Italian authenticity.
NAKified, more like troublified.
The gondolas begin to glide down towards the Venetian canals, or glide down the Venetian canals. NAK starts distributing packets of Thin Mints. No two packets are alike.
As we glide through the canals of Venice, I have a special treat for you all. Get ready for a gondola sing-along.
Everyone groans.
Come on, guys.
But NAK just laughs and hands out karaoke microphones.
It'll be fun. I'll start us off. A long time ago.
NAK bursts into an impromptu performance of the Star Wars theme song. No one else joins in. Sam tries to resist the urge to groove along, but his head bobs subtly in the rhythm. Sherwin looks unamused, analyzing the structural integrity of the gondola with a furrowed brow. Sarah paces, visibly stressed, peering into the water as if expecting Leo to dive in.
Can everyone please stay seated? The buoyancy here is not a suggestion.
Come up with this,
And can someone make sure Leo doesn't decide to become Michael Phelps?
Wow. Leo, unaware of the panic he causes, pants happily, his buns aflutter. Suddenly, the gondola jolts. Water starts seeping in.
Oh my god.
The thrill of an unexpected twist.
Sherwin, ever the problem solver, takes charge.
All right, guys. If we redistribute weight and maintain calm, we can prevent this from escalating.
In a perfect world, swimming trunks would be black tie approved.
Leo, sensing the excitement, darts around, accidentally headbutting the gondolier John Carlo into the canal with a splash.
No, you're making it worse.
Rob, thinking quickly, grabs his backpack.
We can use this to bail out the water.
In the chaos of the movement, Sam's hold loosens, and the cake topper tips precariously. It flips open, and the figurine inside makes a brief, graceful arc through the air before crashing to the floor. The head of the beautifully crafted corgi detaches and rolls to a stop at Matt's feet, who looks down in horror. Andy bites into an apple, watching the chaos.
Never a dull moment with us, huh?
Matt, sitting at the edge, tries to calm Leo. The gondola lurches, causing Matt to lose his balance. He grabs the rope on the side of the support, but it snaps, sending him and Leo tumbling into a smaller, unoccupied gondola tied nearby.
Whoa, Leo. Looks like we're on our own now.
The smaller gondola, now untethered, starts to drift away with Matt and Leo aboard. As the main gondola continues to sink, NAK looks around, gauging the situation with a mixture of excitement and concern.
A hero's moment is never planned.
Hold on, everyone. I have got this.
Sherwin takes out a scalpel. Sherwin takes out a scalpel and starts frantically cutting a hole in the gondola, making it drain faster.
Okay.
What are you doing? You're ruining the gondola.
I know what I am doing, Sarah. I am a doctor. Remember?
Sherwin, are you absolutely sure?
Trust me, Sarah. It is all about pressure and flow.
To the group's surprise, the water begins to drain out, stabilizing the gondola.
That's incredible.
The group cheers, relieved.
How did we do this?
We navigated that situation quite fluidly.
Indeed.
As the group laughs off their scare, their focus stays on their own gondola. They don't notice the smaller gondola quietly drifting away with Matt and Leo on board. Oh, no. All right, Brett. This one's you.
All right. Interior, Palazzo Reception Hall day. The group, slightly disheveled, arrives at the picturesque venue. The air is filled with a blend of relief and festive anticipation. Sam holds the cake topper, the head now separate from the body. With a small tube of glue in his hand, he attempts a quick fix, his fingers trembling. The reception hall is bustling with activity at the wedding setup is in full swing. Sam spots Rob, who's trying to assemble a flower arrangement, but failing miserably.
Rob, those peonies need to go with the dahlias, not the chrysanthemums.
I'm just here remixing the color wheel. Turns out I might just have a unique take on color coordination.
Nak's phone vibrates. He pulls it from his pocket. He reads the message with a concerned expression on his face.
Gentlemen, our illustrious guitarist, Jacob, has apparently indulged too heavily in Venetian hospitality. He's rendered himself incapable of even finding his guitar, let alone playing it.
Oh, great. Just what we need.
How about we embark on a quest to revive our dear guitarist from his slumber? Rob, your creativity is our secret weapon. And Sam, your leadership is our guiding star. Who's with me?
Sure, why not? But let's be smart about it and not waste time.
They gather their things, preparing to depart. Brett corrals Brandon and Andy, who both look slightly intrigued but skeptical. Fellas, how about we sample some local vino? On me. Brandon grins, nudging Andy.
Sock matcher pitch income.
As long as it pairs well with prosciutto.
Brandon and Andy follow Brett, intrigued by his proposal. Meanwhile, Sherwin and Sarah share a concerned look.
Wait, where is Leo?
He was right here a minute ago.
The wedding is in a few hours, and Leo is missing. He has the ring. We have to cancel everything until we find him.
Oh no.
Cancel the wedding? Over my almost married body. I didn't fly all the way to Venice to go back ringless.
Why are you flying?
This is not a joke, Sarah. The wedding cannot happen without that ring.
Serious.
We need to find him now.
Then let's not waste another second. Grab your coat. We're going on a dog hunt. And when we find Leo, you owe me a balloon.
All right.
Act 2.
Okay, so we can have a chance. If you guys want to, we could take a break right now.
I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah? And then we can come back to it. Okay.
I'll be right back though.
Good job, everybody.
So who's gonna read the next one?
Star Wars reference was pretty...
That one. It will not stop generating.
It will not stop. For some reason, it really clung on to the Star Wars thing.
Sarah, do you want to read the next one, by the way, for this one?
That was crazy. Because in that moment, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what reference is that?
Space opera.
What is he talking about?
ChatGPT.
It also seems that ChatGPT knows a lot about Star Wars. Yeah, it's pretty well.
It does well with drawing from these pre-existing databases of
I
information.
don't think it knows too much about thermodynamics. But...
Nope. Or water.
Yeah.
You don't know shit.
Or flotation.
It is all about pressure and flow.
He's a doctor.
Right. He has a scalpel. He's fine.
Yeah.
So who's reading next?
It's Sarah.
All right.
And then Rob, if you want to read the next scene 6. And then
Is that cool?
Yeah. And Sherwin, actually, I think Sarah, you should read 7. So if you're okay reading back, or Sherwin could read the next one if you
Which
want.
one? 6 or 7?
You want? Why don't Sherwin read 5,
Yeah,
and
read
then
5, I'll read
and
6.
then Rob, and then Sarah, and we'll go from there. Are you guys ready? Are we good to go?
Are we all good?
All right. Act 2.
All right.
Page 13.
Interior. Palazzo Winery. Tasting room. Afternoon. The tasting room is elegant, filled with the aroma of aging wine in oak barrels. Brett leads Brandon and Andy into the room where a server is pouring wine into glasses.
Gentlemen, are you ready to indulge in the nectar of the Italian gods?
Buongiorno. Welcome to our exclusive tasting.
Exclusive, huh? Fancy.
Anything here that's not just grapes and yeast.
What does it mean? Okay. All right, sorry. Sock matchers almost guaranteed.
No, that's Brandon flying.
I'm tripping. Sockmaster's almost guaranteed to be a success, but we're looking for something more speculative. You know?
Yeah, where's the gamble? Where's the dopamine rush?
The server approaches Brandon with a bottle of the vineyard's finest and pours him a full glass. Without missing a beat, Brandon lifts the glass, eyeing the rich, ruby liquid with a mixture of reverence and mystery. He then tips it back, downing the entire glass in one impressive gulp.
He would.
Brett, sensing the mood, scrambles to pivot.
What if I told you Sock Matcher is on the verge of financial disaster? The next update could bankrupt us.
Brandon and Andy exchange a look, the kind shared between two people who smell desperation.
So, it's failing? Why didn't you start with that? Suddenly, I'm interested.
It's a little collapse. The sweet aroma of impending doom. Now that's more like
Fuck me, dude.
Brett, caught in his own trap, tries to keep up.
Yes, exactly. It's a high-risk venture. Investing in Sock Matcher can be the most daring move of your careers.
Brandon and Andy both burst into laughter, not buying it for even a second.
Brett, buddy, you're trying too hard. We're all here for risks, but not when the danger sounds more like a sales pitch.
All right, you want to gamble? You want risk? How about this?
Brett glances around the room before, very suddenly, nodding towards a secluded corner where a large barrel catches the light. It's labeled extremely rare, 1815, barely visible from their vantage point.
You see that grand vintage over there? Imagine walking it right out the door. No inside help, no safety net, pure audacity.
You're kidding, right? How would we even do that?
Listen, I've got a plan. One of us will dress up like winery staff, and we'll don a uniform, pretend to relocate the barrel for maintenance. It's risky, but it might just work.
A disguise. Now we're talking.
Brandon spots another glass of wine left unattended on a nearby table. He strides over, swipes the glass with the confidence of a man on a mission, and downs it again in one swift motion.
What's the distraction?
Oh, I'll be handling that. Maybe start a scene, pretend to faint or something, you know. Get everyone looking at me.
And once we're out the door, we roll this baby into the canal. We have some sort of boat waiting.
I'm in. This might finally give me the thrill I've been looking for.
All right, Brett. You've convinced me. You got a risky bone in you.
They shake hands, sealing the deal. There we go. Brett can't help but smirk. He feels like he's finally proven his risk-taking mettle.
To dumb decisions that make life worth. And to that.
Oh my god.
They clink glasses, just as the winery owner eyes them from across the room, sensing something is amiss.
All right, Rob, you want to take us to the next scene?
Sherwin, you did great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sherwin.
Exterior, streets of Venice, afternoon. The picturesque streets of Venice are alive with the day's hustle. Sherwin and Sarah seem increasingly distressed as they navigate through the crowd, searching for Leo.
We are just going in circles, Sarah. This is not working.
Okay. Let's try something different. How about a dog whisperer?
Dog whisperer? In the middle of Venice?
I wish she was here.
Ignoring Sherwin's disbelief, Sarah approaches a mysterious local who nods silently and gestures to someone standing in the shadows. As they watch, a figure steps forward, revealing himself to be Blaine. He pauses, closing his eyes, as if tuning into his surroundings with a mysterious aura.
Blaine, since when did you get into canine search and rescue?
Fucking God, of all the dog whisperers in Venice, we get the one who is an amateur botanist.
The spirit of a city speaks through me. Give me a moment.
After a brief pause, Blaine opens his eyes.
Your corgi is in a bakery, drawn by the scent of fresh bread.
Hold on. In a bakery? We need to get him out of there. He cannot have gluten.
He cannot.
They follow Blaine to a nearby bakery.
Oh my God.
No sign of Leo.
Ah, my mistake. It wasn't a corgi scent I picked up on, but two perfectly baked sweet brioche buns. The resemblance to a corgi's posterior is
Only you, Blaine, can mistake pastries for dog. But let's not waste any more time.
Blaine, undeterred, closes his eyes again, focusing more intently.
I knew this was a bad idea.
After a moment, Blaine's face lights up with realization.
Wait, I sense movement. Water. He's near the canal, on a gondola.
Sherwin and Sarah, invigorated by their newfound hope, rush along the bustling canal.
Okay. This is where we were. If Leo is still on the gondola, he has to be close. That contraction in that script, fuck that contraction. No!
There's one in there.
Who proofread this?
Oh my God.
ChatGPT. Read it.
That's on me.
There, is it him?
They spot a gondola in the distance.
That was good.
A small figure that resembles Leo sitting at the bow. Their hearts leap.
Leo! Here, boy!
Their calls are lost. As they push through the crowd, the gondola with Leo drifts further into the maze of waterways.
The thought of Leo tumbling into the water with no way to help himself.
No.
It is a scenario we should have prepared him for.
Oh, so now you're an expert on safety? You never supported swimming lessons. If you had, Leo wouldn't be paddling for his life.
You think I do not care about Leo? I
Pizza.
was thinking of his safety.
As they close in,
It's so good.
the figure becomes clearer, and the realization dawns. It's not just Leo, just a tourist's peculiarly shaped luggage.
It is not him. We were mistaken.
We have to find him, Sherwin. We can't just give up.
Sarah, Sherwin, listen. Corgis have an incredible sense of smell. They're practically homing pigeons.
Even in a place as complex as Venice?
Especially in Venice. Their herding instincts gives them a natural sense of direction and an ability to recall specific locations. These dogs always return to their nests.
And the water? He can't swim, Blaine. That hasn't changed.
True. But corgis are also surprisingly adaptable. That strong lower body isn't just for show.
The lower body.
Thank you, Wayne, for giving us a new perspective.
Yes, thank you. Let's hope our little navigator proves us all right.
With renewed hope, Sherwin and Sarah head back to the venue of the wedding, the resort where they're staying. Blaine watches them go, a confident smile on his face, knowing all the remarkable capabilities of the breed we're lucky to call family.
Wait, let's do one more. Let's get the one more seed. I think it'd be nice because then everyone will have a little Next one, Sarah. You want to read the next one?
What does the INT mean? I'm sorry.
Interior.
Oh.
It's not. ChatGPT messed up. We're inside the gondola.
Oh yeah, what?
Yeah, it messed up. It messed up.
Interior gondola on Venice Canal. Afternoon. Matt is sitting alone on a gondola, holding Leo in his lap. The gondolier is up, steering them towards the picturesque canals.
Well, buddy, it's just you and me, lost in Venice.
Just then, the gondola comes to a gentle stop. The gondolier beckons for a beautiful stranger to come aboard.
Well, if this isn't a stroke of luck choosing this canal, I don't know what is.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
She's in her late 20s, dressed elegantly, and only speaks Italian.
Buongiorno.
Bonjour?
Leo barks, clearly excited by the new passenger. The beautiful stranger is immediately taken by Leo and starts petting him.
Che carino, come si chiama?
Name, Leo. His name is Leo.
The beautiful stranger's face lights up.
Leo, bellissimo.
As the gondola resumes its course, Matt tries to initiate conversation. Pointing at a church, he makes an exaggerated praying motion.
That pray?
The beautiful stranger laughs softly.
Si, chiesa.
Matt tries to explain that he's at a wedding, making a ring gesture on his finger. The beautiful stranger misunderstands. Her eyes widen.
Matrimonio, tu.
No ring? No ring me. Friend ring.
She giggles and pretends to wipe her forehead as if to say, phew.
Meno male.
Leo starts to whimper, sensing Matt. The beautiful stranger reaches into her bag and pulls out a tiny dog toy. Tossing it to Leo, who catches it excitingly.
Ogni storia ha le sue complicazioni.
Yes. Complications.
She mimics a heart with her hands. Matt misunderstands and mimics eating, putting his hand to his mouth.
Amore, non mangiare.
What's happening right
Not eat. What is even happening?
Leo responds with a happy bark.
Oh, thank you.
A volte non era destinazione, ma
Yes. Something we got you.
All right, let's stop there. Let's stop.
Cut to interior Palazzo lobby. Afternoon. Sam, Nak, and Rob walk briskly through the opulent Palazzo lobby. They stop abruptly when they spot Jacob, the missing guitarist, slumped in a corner under his
Andy, this is you.
The guitar case open beside him, revealing a broken electric guitar.
Well. If it isn't Jacob, the soulful strummer of strings, looking a bit under the weather, aren't we?
You have no idea. I had a wild night, and now my guitar's broken. Wedding's awful.
You're saying you jeopardized our friend's wedding because you can't handle your liquor?
You guys should have seen it. This total stranger at the bar kept the rounds coming. Said something about making sure I play my heart out today.
Oh? Seems our mysterious benefactor didn't account for the aftermath.
Guys, let's focus. We can fix this. Jacob, do you need an aspirin or something?
Aspirin won't fix this. Aspirin won't fix that guitar.
Matt pulls out a Swiss Army knife, flipping it open to reveal a variety of tools.
But this will. Rob, you're good at repairs, right?
Finally, a problem I can solve. Give me that.
With a newfound focus, Rob tosses his Rubik's Cube onto a nearby chair. Nak hands the Swiss Army knife to Rob, who immediately starts examining the broken guitar.
These wires. Why do they make them in such similar shades? Guess I'll just go by the position.
As he tries to rewire the guitar with the Swiss Army knife,
Aren't they always the same naturally colored?
I'm like, it's toy wires are big.
focusing on the players rather than the color of the wires, there's a loud snap, and the neck of the guitar completely breaks off.
Oh no. Oh, this is bad.
That wasn't just a guitar. It was my livelihood. You have any idea what you've done?
I thought this was our Rocky moment, overcoming the odds, But now, we're more like Thelma and Louise, driving off a cliff.
What is that? I don't get it, honestly.
It's accurate then.
I thought it was a Rocky reference.
It's extreme reference.
So, what are we now? Scientists in flubber who came to invent anything useful?
Everyone looks at Rob, confused.
That doesn't even apply here.
He's a film expert.
Enough with the movie references. I'm out. No guitar, no Jacob, no wedding. Good luck explaining this to your friends.
Apparently. Very true. Jacob storms off, leaving his birthday
I love
party
that.
behind.
This was all your idea. We're screwed.
Look, it's not the end of the world, right? We still have options, don't we?
I never should have touched that.
This is a disaster. Sherwin trusted me to oversee this. He wanted perfection. And now, how am I supposed to face him after this mess?
They stand there, the weight of the disaster is sinking in. Tensions are high, and for the first time, the trio are at odds, each feeling the burden of their collective failure.
All right, next one. Sherwin, you want to read this one?
Sure.
Cool.
Interior, Palazzo, wider, barrel room, afternoon.
Barrel room. It's barrel room.
A
Just barrel
dusty,
room.
cavernous space, rows upon rows of oak barrels, stacked high. The scent of aging wine permeates the air. Brett is dressed in an exaggerated Italian sommelier disguise, complete with a twirly fake mustache, positioned strategically around a prized wine barrel.
This barrel is heavier than my debts. Oh my god.
I like the songmasters actually struggling. And they don't believe you.
Yes.
They're not risky enough.
It's such a good idea, though. Why would it be struggling?
Brandon, visibly tipsy, exuberantly waves a wine bottle. Andy is absorbed in Brett's phone, navigating the Sock Matcher app with an intense, laser-like focus. The Sock Matcher app
Yeah,
scanning the room, identifying objects.
So it doesn't just match socks.
It unexpectedly locks onto a warning label on a bottle and finds a matching image online, highlighting the toxic
Dude, this shit is,
symbol.
you need to invent this. You need this app.
Guys, this thing says toxic.
Unperturbed, Brandon uncorks the bottle with his teeth, poised to take a swig.
No, Brandon! It's not toxic. It's pure ethanol.
Brandon then pauses the bottle millimeters from his lips and gives Andy a sloppy, inebriated grin.
What? Well, if we're aiming to forget tonight, ethanol is our best bet.
Actually true.
Brett, amazed by the Sock Matcher.
Oh my god.
Unexpected capability is momentarily distracted.
Sock matcher. Wasn't supposed to do that. That's a breakthrough.
His grip falters. And the heavy wine barrel slips from his hands, hitting the ground with a resounding crash. The lid pops off, and a deluge of wine spills out, flooding the stone floor.
Brandon, spit it out!
With the determination of a barrel boy. Of a barrel boy handling his wares, Brett lunges at Brandon, tackling him to the ground in a comical brotherly showdown. Brett pries Brandon's mouth open, tilting his head aside just in time for Brandon to eject the ethanol. The wine from the barrel continues to spread in a quickly widening pool. Oh shit. In the chaos, Andy fumbles with Brett's phone, which slips from his grasp.
No.
And plunges into a vat of wine.
Whoa, thanks, man.
Brett, drenched, looks at the ruined barrel, then at Brandon. Emotions mixed between annoyance and relief. Andy retrieves the phone, dripping and lifeless. The screen ominously.
Oh no. Sock
Brett's face falls as he sees the phone. His voice is a mixture of disbelief and despair.
That was everything. All our data, our contacts. The code updates gone. Just like that.
Brandon, swaying slightly, tries to offer a drunken smile. Attempting to lighten the mood.
Hey, maybe it'll dry out, yeah? Rice, man. Works every time.
Andy, looking guilty, tries to salvage the situation. His optimism forced and hollow.
There's always backup, right?
Dude.
Brett, shaking his head. He's on the verge of tears. His dream seems to have been washed away in a literal flood of wine.
No backup. It was too risky to store it on the cloud. I thought I was being careful.
Surrounded by the rich aroma of wine and history, the trio stands in a puddle of spilled dreams. So good. Brandon, still a bit wobbly on his feet, claps a hand on Brett's shoulder. His grin wide, but his eyes sincere.
Brett, man. I thought you were just another suit trying to make a quick buck off of us. But damn. Driving into a wine vat for your app. Respect.
Andy, wiping wine off his face, steps forward, nodding in agreement. He draws a breath to speak, but his attention shifts abruptly as Italian shouts of alarm echo in the distance.
Oh no.
Growing louder. Shit. Sorry.
You're good.
Tasty. We gotta move now.
They hastily stand, slipping in the wine as they rush toward the nearest exit.
Still you, yeah, for the short one.
Go.
You can do it if you want to break.
No, I can go.
Okay.
Exterior, Palazzo,
It's super small.
winery outskirts. They burst from the winery, panting and soaked in wine, a blend of laughter and the gravity of their narrow escape filling the air.
Let's maybe stick to a wine tasting next time, yeah?
Well, honestly, this is the most interaction Sock Matcher has had with liquid assets. That's gold there, man. That's gold. That's actually funny.
And here I thought you were all about the digital world. Welcome to the tangible side.
I prided myself on being cautious, but after a taste of your high-stakes lifestyle, I'm not so sure. Maybe life's too short for always playing it safe. Which Brett has always done. The cloud is too risky.
Their laughter mingles with the evening air, sealing the bond of their shared misadventure.
All right, Sarah, this one's you.
No backup.
Maybe that one was short. Exterior, gondola on Venetian Canal. Afternoon.
Okay.
As the gondola meanders through the quiet canal, Matt and the beautiful stranger share a moment of silent rapport, their smiles bridging the gap between languages. The serenity of the water reflects in their eyes.
Bella, you make Venice more beautiful.
The beautiful stranger blushes and points to herself questionably.
You?
Yes, you, Bella.
She covers her heart with her hand, visibly moved. They continue to exchange smiles, their connection deepening despite the absence of words.
Sweet.
The gondola gently rocks as Leo snuggles between them, bringing them closer.
Oh.
The beautiful stranger gently places her hands over Matt's. Their fingers tentatively interlace, a quiet acknowledgement of their unexpected intimacy.
Keep it together. Keep going.
Suddenly, Leo's collar catches on a part of the seat, and the wedding ring slips into Matt's hand.
No.
Still intertwined with the beautiful stranger. She gazes at the ring and then at Matt. a silent question in her eyes.
Me?
No, it's not.
Before he can finish, the beautiful stranger, mistaking his hesitation for shyness, beams with joy.
That's it, though.
She reaches for the ring, and Leo, mistaking the gesture, hopping onto her lap, effectively offering the ring. The beautiful stranger, now completely overwhelmed, accepts it with tears in her eyes.
Wait, no, not.
As she clasps the ring with trembling fingers, a torrent of emotions washes over Matt. For a fleeting second, he's transported into a future filled with the laughter of children, shared looks of love across crowded rooms, and quiet evenings under the Venetian moonlight. But then, he notices the engraving on the ring. To infinity and beyond! Sherwin.
That's on there, right? That's on
there. The realization crashes over him. This moment, this promise, isn't his to claim. With a gentle firmness, Matt reclaims the ring, the action sending a clear message.
No, me.
No, it's not that. It's just I'm not ready.
He gestures wildly, trying to convey his feelings without the common thread of language to aid him. The beautiful stranger watches him, confusion and hurt mingling in her eyes.
Non capisco. Non sei pronto? Pesce?
Matt attempts to bridge the gap with some more gestures, pointing to himself and then drawing a line in the air, signaling a boundary. He's not prepared for that.
Marriage, it's a big step, and
the beautiful stranger, her smile fading into a look of realization, slowly nods. She stands, the ring still clutched in her hand, and places it gently in Matt's palm. Her decision.
Capisco. Addio.
She exits the gondola hastily, leaving a bewildered Matt holding a barking Leo.
this is a disaster.
Suddenly, water splashes onto the gondola. As so does Giancarlo, the gondolier from earlier, climbs abroad and startles everyone.
You ruin everything.
Matt stands up, trying to calm the situation.
Hey, no, I can explain.
First the dog, now the lady.
Leo starts growling at Giancarlo, sensing the tension. Giancarlo puffs out his chest, and Matt tries to placate both the dog and the irate gondolier.
Look, it was all a misunderstanding. See, the ring.
He shows Giancarlo the ring to explain, but Giancarlo's eyes widen in recognition.
That ring, it's cursed. It brings Giancarlo nothing but trouble.
Cursed?
Before Matt can say another word, Giancarlo snatches the ring and tosses it into the canal. Matt, in panic, jumps into the water without hesitation. Underwater, Matt frantically searches for the ring. The water is murky and visibility is low. Finally, his fingers close around the band. He emerges, gasping for air, holding the ring triumphantly. The gondola is drifting away, Leo barking anxiously at the edge.
Leo, stay.
Matt begins to swim after the gondola as tourists on nearby bridges point and take pictures.
Crazy American.
Giancarlo is a good yes.
Amid the chaos, Matt's swimming skills prove inadequate to catch up with the drifting gondola, with each stroke, his arms feel heavier, and his progress slows to a crawl.
Leo, buddy, you gotta help me out here. I need you to swim to me.
Leo hesitates for a moment. Then, without warning, he jumps into the canal with a splash. Matt's heart skips a beat as he watches Leo disappear beneath the surface. But, to his surprise, Leo resurfaces a few meters away, swimming effortlessly towards him.
Leo!
As Leo paddles closer, his strong strokes propel him through the water with ease. Matt can hardly believe his eyes as Leo reaches him, panting but unharmed.
I never knew you could swim like that, buddy.
Meanwhile, Giancarlo, still on the gondola, watches the scene unfold with a mixture of disbelief and amusement.
Madre mia. Sounds like a fish, American.
As Matt and Leo continue their journey through the water, tourists on nearby bridges point and snap photos, capturing the unexpected sight of a dog rescuing his owner.
All right, Leo. See that dock over there? That's our new destination.
Matt watches in awe as Leo's powerful strokes, fuck you guys, cut a path towards safety. They pull themselves onto the dock, Matt dripping and exhausted, but Leo still vibrant and alert. As they sit on the edge of the canal, catching their breath, Matt looks at Leo with a mixture of gratitude and admiration.
We may have lost our ride, but we found something incredible today. You, my friend, are a natural swimmer. Wow.
Leo, sensing pride in Matt's voice, responds with a cheerful bark, his tail wagging furiously, as if to agree with Matt's assessment.
I can do this. Dude, no. This next one is I have Brandon actually.
Ooh. Dude, we should have had Leo there.
That was the hardest one to read, by the way. You did a great job,
Sarah.
Yeah.
Thank you. There you go.
Yeah, that was a hard one.
All right. Interior, glass reception hall.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Dusk. The reception hall is beginning to fill with guests. An ornate clock on the wall ticks ominously, echoing the group's rising hum. At the center of the chaos is Sage.
Ashley, this is you.
A wedding crasher with a penchant for mischief. He upturns a vase of flowers, sending water and petals fluttering down like bizarre snowflakes.
Sage, why?
Sam, Nak, and Rob enter, taken in the scene. Their expressions hardened with resolve.
Wait, how did Sage even get in here?
With a mischievous grin, Sage brazenly takes a large piece of beef and starts eating it right there.
Have you ever done something like this in person? Because it sounds like it's real.
I can just see it vividly.
His eyes locking with Sam's in a defiant challenge.
Is he?
You're eating my cake? My cake?
What can I say? It's delicious. You're quite the baker.
Give Ashley the glasses.
I'll handle the crasher. You two find a way to cover the music.
No, the cake is the priority. I can fix this.
Sam moves towards the cake, his focus narrowing to the task at hand.
Disappointing, Sam. I thought we were in this together. I guess the cake comes first.
What's the plan?
Nak reaches into his jacket and pulls out a sheet of paper, offering it to Rob.
Did you ever play the Imperial March?
Darth Vader's theme?
Oh, he does know.
Nods, a playful glint in his eyes.
Nothing like a bit of drama to lighten up the way.
Rob takes the sheet music, his confidence bolstered by the familiar tune.
I'm on it. Let's do this.
Nak strides towards Sage, a plan forming.
Hey, Sage! You think you're the life of the party?
Sage stops, turning his attention to him, a smug grin spreading across his face.
You know it. This party needed some spice. And
It's actually so good.
Then how about a challenge? You and me, outside, dance off. Winner stays, loser leaves the wedding.
Sage eyes Nak, sizing him up. He nods, cocky.
You're on.
Oh my god.
They move towards the exit, drawing the attention of the guests. Rob takes a deep breath, his fingers poised above the keys. Then he starts to play. The notes of the Imperial March from Star Wars begin to fill the room strong and surprisingly soulful.
All right, I'll start the next one. Cut 2. Exterior, Palazzo Courtyard, dusk. Nak and Sage are in the midst of a heated dance-off. Oh, shit. Guests have crowded around, cheering and laughing. Sage is good, but Nak is matching him move for move. The courtyard is a whirl of motion.
This dance floor is my galaxy. And I'm stuck. Oh, God.
Nak is pulling out all his dance moves, but Sage, with his disruptive energy, is surprisingly good dancer, feeding off the crowd's reactions. The contest is closer than Nak anticipated. Nak, catching a moment to look around, feels a pang of sadness, realizing the absence of his friends at this pivotal moment. As the beat intensifies, Sage throws in acrobatics, backflips, and even moonwalks.
Actually, go.
Drawing cheers from the onlookers, NAK gives it his all, but it's clear Sage is the crowd favorite. The final beat of the music drops as Sage finishes with the dramatic pose, earning him a roar of applause. NAK, breathing heavily, knows he's been bested.
All right, you win.
Told you, I'm the spice of this town.
Sage. Oh, NAK nods, then leads in closer to Sage, speaking in a low, serious tone.
Look, I'll cut to the chase. Here's $100. Leave now and keep this victory to yourself. The wedding's important.
Sage weighs the money in his hand. Then looks at NAK, intrigued by the offer.
2 Jillian? 100. Make it 200 and you got a deal.
NAK doesn't hesitate. He quickly pulls out another 100 from his wallet and hands it over. Sage pockets the cash, nods at NAK, and exits the courtyard without another word. NAK watches him leave, then exhales a sigh of relief, turning to head back to the chaos he left inside. Sheetal, do you want to read the next one?
Interior, Palazzo Reception Hall, dusk. NAK re-enters the reception hall, his steps slowing as the full scope of the turmoil inside washes over him. The once joyous atmosphere has shifted dramatically. The iconic notes of the Imperial March now fill the air, reverberating with an unsettling gravity that seems to amplify the guests' confusion and unease. Is this Darth Vader's theme?
These weddings are getting out of hand.
I tried to follow the color cues on the sheet. Didn't realize they make
Sheet
it
music
sound.
is not colored.
Didn't realize they make it sound so solemn.
Sam is hunched over a teetering wedding cake, frantically trying to salvage it. His meticulous nature is evident in his carefully traced roll line layers.
Okay. Just like a Jenga tower.
The top layer slides up. Sam's face falls. Brett and Andy guide an inebriated Brandon into the hall. Brandon is laughing boisterously. A smile to the tense atmosphere.
This party's epic.
A sudden realization strikes Andy, halting him in his tracks.
Oh shit. The speech! I completely forgot about my best man speech.
Andy, I'd love to help, but as you can see, I'm a bit tied up at the moment.
Andy, realizing he's on his own with this one, starts pacing near the entrance, the pressure mounting with each NAK, from his vantage point, witnesses the unfolding drama with increasing concern. His eyes track Sarah and Sherwin as they bypass the scene around the cake, their attention caught up in a more pressing crisis.
It is unbelievable. Leo, his herding instincts, his sense of smell. I was certain they would guide him back to us. How could they not work?
How?
The Imperial March fades out, leaving an uneasy.
Sherwin, maybe we really should call this all off. This is a disaster.
I cannot believe I am saying this, but I agree. This is not what we envisioned for our wedding.
To have everything crumble like this, it's just heart-shattering.
NAK strides purposefully towards the exit. His face is a mask of determination. His usual quirkiness replaced by focused intensity.
The big surprise. It's the only way.
Sam notices NAK's departure and a sense of foreboding. He follows, driven by a fear of what might happen.
Okay. Do we want to take a break between these two?
Or are we?
I think we're good.
Should we keep going?
We got momentum.
This is Act 3. Okay. Brett, you want to read the next one?
Okay. Exterior Palazzo, canal side, evening. The serene canal reflects the evening lights as NAK stands, gazing out over the water, waiting for something grand. Sam approaches, his face etched with a mix of concern and determination.
NAK, what's going on here? What are you waiting for?
NAK, without turning, senses Sam's approach. A smirk playing on his lips, his tone playful, yet edged with a hint of condescension.
Oh, Sam. Always so quick to question. But some things They're beyond the realm of our everyday hustle. You see, there's an art to leaving a mark, to being remembered.
I get wanting to make a splash, but don't you think it's getting to be a bit much? What's this big plan of yours?
NAK turns to Sam, his expression serious, yet there's a spark in his eyes. A fervor that wasn't there before.
Sam, my friend, you're stuck in the minutia of day to day. This is about legacy, about being the architect of moments that bind us. You call it too much, I call it visionary. It will cement my role, not just as a member, but as the hero who elevates the ordinary to extraordinary.
NAK, nobody doubts your flair for the dramatic, but isn't our friendship extraordinary enough without all the theatrics? It's okay to just be a normal member of the group.
NAK, now facing Sam fully, his gaze intense and unwavering, steps closer.
But if I don't do this, how will I be remembered?
You'll be remembered as our friend, NAK. That's more than enough. We don't love you for your surprises. We love you for who you are.
NAK looks at Sam, torn between his grandiose plans and the simple truth in Sam's words. He glances back at the canal, where no surprise appears, then back to Sam, a hint of doubt in his eyes.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I got carried away.
Sam puts a reassuring hand on NAK's shoulder.
Look, NAK, we're both artists in our own right. You with your elaborate surprises, me with my cake that took hours. Maybe we overdo it, but it's all for love, right?
At Sam's word, a shift occurs in NAK's demeanor. His expression now hardens.
Hours on a cake? That's your grand contribution? Sam, I've orchestrated events that will be talked about for years. My plans, my efforts, worth anything you can comprehend. That cake of yours, it's just flour and sugar.
It's not a competition, NAK. It's about making our friends feel loved and celebrated on their big day.
You think I've just been playing games? Oh my god.
Here we go.
Jesus Christ. Sam, every disaster today, I orchestrated it all. Let me lay it out for you. I flew to Venice ahead of everyone to meticulously cut a hole in the gondola we were using, ensuring it would slowly take on water for that dramatic rescue moment. Then, I jetted back to London, rejoining the group as if nothing happened. I didn't stop there. I paid the bartender to ensure Jacob would be too inebriated to remember his own name. Do you have any idea how much top-shelf liquor it takes to knock out a tank like Jacob? A fortune, Sam. And in the dead of night, I snuck into his room, precisely sabotaged his guitar, ensuring only a Swiss Army. But why stop at malfunctioning musician? I crafted an elaborate fake wedding invite for Sadie, knowing full well his penchant for mischief, having just the right flavor of chaos. Each event meticulously planned to bring us closer, like the cast of Friends, united against adversity.
Good job. You caused all of this chaos? For what? A sense of camaraderie? NAK, do you realize what's at stake? Sherwin and Sarah are on the edge of calling off their wedding because of your sitcom fantasy.
That's the price of unity, Sam. These small trials, they forge stronger bonds. They'll thank me one day. You'll all thank me.
NAK, please, this isn't how friendship works. You've got to stop this now. It's not too late to just be normal.
Be normal like Sam? That's hilarious. You played safe, baking cakes, while I'm out here playing 4D chess, making every moment unforgettable. This flash mob, it's not just a show, it's a spectacle of my making. Remember who turned a sinking gondola into a bonding experience? That's right, me! I don't do ordinary.
Wait a second, NAK. The Imperial March? That wasn't just some random sheet music you found, was it? And now a Star Wars flash mob?
Exactly, Sam. It all ties together. A grand narrative. The Imperial March was a hint, a prelude to the grand finale.
Fair enough, NAK. You're in a league of your own.
With a heavy heart, Sam turns and heads back to the winery.
But for the wedding's sake, I can't let you back inside.
NAK, lost in his grandiose thoughts, doesn't notice Sam locking the large wooden door behind him, trapping him outside.
All right, Rob, this is you.
Jump in.
Cut to interior, Palazzo Reception Hall, evening. The atmosphere in the reception hall is tense. with whispers of a possible cancellation of the wedding floating among the guests. Only Brandon, brimming with liquid bravado, dares approach the mic, believing he can win the moon road.
I wish this happened.
Hey, everybody. Let's not all get gloomy here, okay? I've got something to say.
The crowd, caught between curiosity and concern, turns their attention to Brandon.
Seriously, folks, I have to share one of my favorite Sherwin moments with you. Do you all remember that camping trip we took a few summers ago? Sherwin tried to show off with his new shotgun, but he ended up dropping it on his foot. It was a classic.
A mixture of laughter and cringe spreads throughout the guests. Andy, standing nearby, prepares to intervene if necessary.
And this guy, Andy, ate a raw onion once. Said it was for science? Or was it love? Who cares? It was hilarious.
The crowd chuckles, tension easing slightly at Brandon's attempts at humor.
And let me tell you about the time we all went to Verona Casino. Andy says, bet it all on red. And I did. Lost everything. But hey, it was about the thrill, right? That's what tonight is all about. Thrills, love, and making memories. And speaking of thrills, remember when Sherwin tried to impress Sarah by attempting that pole dance at Andy's birthday?
Who remember that? You guys remember that?
It's canon, it happened.
Sherwin stands up, looking annoyed.
Brandon, that is enough. Need the microphone now.
What are you gonna do, Sherwin? Drop the
Andy, seeing the speech going sideways, steps up to gently guide Brandon away, but not before Brandon has one last thing to say.
But, no joke. You two are perfect. If I can bet on anything,
It's risky bet.
you making it through all this madness. It's a win in my book.
True.
Thank you, Brandon, for that unique perspective. Let's give him a round of applause, shall we?
Okay. I ain't clapping for him.
You say ain't?
The guests, moved by Brandon's heartfelt, if slurred, words, begin to clap. The mood in the room begins shifting from unease to warmth. Doors swing open quietly as Sam re-enters, his face a complex tapestry of emotions. Andy stands at the front, clutching his meticulously prepared notes, his face betraying his nervousness. Nearby, Brett leans in, his expression serious but encouraging.
Ditch the script, Andy. Remember Sock Matcher? It's about adapting, being in the moment. Wing it, just be real.
Andy looks at his notes, then at Brett, and with a moment of resolve, he sets the papers down, stepping closer to the microphone.
I had this whole thing planned. Let's be honest. Plans ever really worked out for us.
Pretty true.
Silent laughter from the
Where's that?
But here's the thing. We stumbled and bumbled through every disaster you can think of. Yet here we are, not just standing, but stronger. Because that's what we do.
Sarah and Sherwin exchange a look, a mix of affection and newfound resolve.
Wow.
So, to Sherwin and Sarah, may your life together have just enough disasters to keep it interesting, but always more laughter to make it all worth it. Because if there's one thing we're good at, it's turning chaos into stories we'll never forget.
Sam, from his vantage point, watches the celebration unfold, a realization dawning on him.
I could not have said it any better myself.
But not.
Sarah, too, is smiling, the stress of the day melting away in the warmth of genuine camaraderie and the promise of many more imperfect but cherished moments ahead. Sam stands before the wedding cake, a labor of love marred by the day's chaos. The elaborate corgi topper, once a symbol of unity, now stands heavy, a great casualty of the day's tumult.
Well, it's still standing. That's something, right?
Sherwin and Sarah approach, Their face is a mix of concern and curiosity. In a spur-of-the-moment decision, Sam discreetly slides the topper behind the cake, concealing its unfortunate decapitation.
Looks like it's seen better days, but so have we, I guess.
Let's just say it's been a group effort. Today's been interesting, to say the least.
Indeed. It is uniquely memorable, Sam.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. It's perfectly imperfect, just like today.
At the front of the room, Rob sits at a grand piano, his fingers poised above the keys. With a deep breath, he begins to play a beautiful, impromptu melody that weaves through the air, captivating everyone. Sherwin and Sarah stand hand in hand, their earlier tension melted away by the music and the warmth of their friends surrounding them.
I do not.
Jesus!
I do not care.
Oh my god.
I do not care about the ring or Leo being missing. Fuck Leo.
I do not care.
Big bond, bigger heart, forget about it. All I care is us, here together.
And all these disasters, they've just made this moment even more unforgettable.
The music swells, and the guests are drawn closer, encircling the couple in a collective embrace of melody and soft light.
What?
Suddenly, from the back of the room, Charlie stands, raising his glass high. The room falls silent, awaiting his
Love!
As he sits back down, his chair gives way, sending him tumbling to the floor in a comical heap. The room bursts into laughter, but Charlie doesn't move, playing dead with perfect
ChatGPT can't kill him off. It wouldn't allow it.
Sam exits the room silently, his expression etched with resolve, driven by a sense of duty to correct a mistake.
All right, let's do Sarah for this one.
NAK paces back and forth. Oh, sorry. Exterior.
Okay.
Canal side, evening. NAK paces back and forth, his eyes darting anxiously as he talks on the phone.
I understand you have expenses, but so do I. You see, there was this little incident involving a dance-off, and let's just say I'm now feeling the financial repercussions.
NAK listens intently, his brow furrowing in a dissatisfaction at the response.
I hate to resort to threats, but a bad Yelp review has it. You really want potential clients reading about how your flash mob left a groom?
Wow. Shit.
Just as NAK finishes his sentence, an angry voice erupts from the other end of the line, yelling furiously at him before abruptly hanging up. NAK stands alone, defeated, staring off into the distance. He fidgets, with a thin mint between his fingers. The distant sound of celebration leaks from inside. He sighs, turning the mint over in his hand as if trying to solve it like a Rubik's Cube. Suddenly, sounds of splashing and panting catch his attention. He turns. Leo emerges from the alley with his snout forward and Matt following close behind, triumphantly hoisting the wedding wing aloft.
Wow.
Both are soaked to the bone. NAK's face lights up, and an idea sparkling in his eyes. He quickly hides the thin mint in his pocket.
And in the end, the force is with me.
It's like the 15th Star Wars show. He strides over to Matt and Leo, adopting a heroic stance.
Here we go. My young Padawan. There's no time to lose.
Out of what?
Leo shakes off water, like a scene from a whimsical slow-motion commercial, dousing NAK.
A baptism by Leo. I shall wear it like a medal of honor.
NAK guides them back towards the celebration.
Interior Palazzo reception hall, evening. Sam pauses before the large wooden door, his hand lingering on the key with a thoughtful expression. Finally, he exhales softly, decisively turning the key and pushing the door open to reveal NAK standing outside, his silhouette framed against the night sky. Behind him, Matt and Leo stand as if they've just walked off a movie set.
Sam, did you doubt me? Did you really think I'd let the day pass without one final twist? Here's my grand reveal.
I don't even know what to say. NAK marches in with Matt and Leo, his arms spread wide like a showman.
Fear not, for I bring tidings of great joy.
The crowd parts, creating a path to the front where Sherwin and Sarah now stand. NAK gestures dramatically towards Matt and Leo.
Behold the ring bearer and the ring unlost.
Sherwin and Sarah's faces transition from surprise to relief to joy. Applause builds around the room. NAK bows deeply, soaking in the adoration.
All according to my grand plan.
Sherwin raises an eyebrow, not buying it, but he's too overjoyed to care. He leans down and plucks the ring from Matt's hand, then looks to Sarah, his heart in his eyes.
To a life of unpredictability and love, no matter what form it arrives in.
Everybody's already seen what it looks like when I'm trying not to cry.
Sarah smiles, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Sherwin slides the ring onto her finger, a perfect fit. Leo, with his big buns and finger heart, trots over to a bowl of water, begins to drink as if nothing extraordinary has happened.
You think this is catered by
Brandon, still looking a bit green, shakes his head, but can't help but smile at Andy's unrelenting appetite. The music swells, a mix of classic Italian melodies and modern beats. The earlier discord forgotten in the moment of triumph. We fade out.
Post credits.
Oh, dude.
Interior, Palazzo Reception Hall. Night. The venue is lit with an array of fairy lights that give it an ethereal glow. Guests mingle, laughter fills the air, and there's a sense of warm chaos in the event of the evening approaches its climax. Cut to exterior, Venetian dock. Night. Blaine is standing at the water's edge, his eyes scanning the horizon with a focused intensity. His body language speaks of a coiled spring. Giancarlo, the unfortunate gondolier from the day's earlier escapade, is steering his gondola towards the dock. He is muttering to himself, clearly upset, his clothes still damp. A devilish smirk crosses Blaine's face. He steps forward, positioning himself behind a column as Giancarlo approaches. Giancarlo ties up his gondola, shaking his head and sighing deeply. His day has been one disaster after another.
Time to even the score.
Giancarlo jumps slightly, hearing the whispered voice, but sees no one. He shrugs it off and begins to walk away. Suddenly, Blaine steps out from behind the column, a shadow passing over his face. Giancarlo stops dead in his tracks, a hint of fear in his eyes.
Your boat has caused quite the scene today.
Giancarlo starts to stammer an apology, but Blaine cuts him off with a dismissive wave.
Today, you nearly ruined what should have been the happiest day for Sherwin and Sarah. I can't let that go unanswered.
Giancarlo's eyes widen as he starts to understand the gravity of the situation.
Please, signore, I need no
Blaine steps closer, his presence imposing, his voice a menacing whisper.
And I mean to ensure no more harm comes their way. Tonight or ever.
Giancarlo, now visibly shaking, nods fervently.
Good. Remember this as the night you learn to respect the sanctity of marriage.
Blaine's hand shoots out, grabbing Giancarlo's collar and pulling him close. There's a swift, blurred motion. A knot is tied expertly around Giancarlo's wrists with his own rope.
See? I have knots for all occasions. This one is called the reunion hitch. It's the tying up loose ends.
Okay.
Giancarlo, now bound and helpless, watches as Blaine turns and walks back towards the venue, a satisfied stride in his step.
No one messes with my friend's big day.
As Blaine disappears into the party, Giancarlo sits on the dock, a mix of confusion and awe on his face. Fade out.
Oh my God.
Wow, that was a lot. We did it.
We did it, guys.
We made it through.